is she gave me a letter of separation. She wanted to separate, which leads to divorce. Like this is the paper that says, "Hey judge, we are ready for divorce. We've already tried fixing it." Because if you just say, "I want a divorce," and go straight to court, they're like, "You need to have tried to fix it." Okay?
She's sending you that.
So yeah, she gave me a letter with the intent of, we started separating. We're separated for 6 months. That's what it reads as. And she started the date from when she left here, and I took her to Vermont. So the day she left here is when she dated the separation for the 6 months. But then she's going to be back in 13 weeks. So it kind of doesn't really make the separation work. But she wanted me to go to anger management. So that's what she wanted. And so this was how she's trying to force me to go to anger management. Was I need to fix my anger or else we're going to separate and then divorce.
If you have the paperwork established, and isn't she just getting it established? I think it also depends on how you look at it, unless if she needs you to go, then you can just start doing it. But also,
I didn't see the point in giving me the paper, the legal paper, however legitimate it is or isn't.
Mm-hmm.
What hurt me was we're getting separated. Because I don't want that. Like, it fucking killed me inside.
And I'm sure she doesn't want it either. She talked about you so highly. So it's like, all she does is actually talk about you highly, surprisingly. I've never heard anybody be so pure in their praise of another person. But it's like, you have to think, what did you do right before she left? She may also feel hurt and pressured and cornered.
Right, and I'm not trying to. This is basically out of the nowhere, not talking to discussing anything. It was after we had our thing in the kitchen and she watched us. It was that day.
Watched us.
She chimed in on you, whatever she told you, and then she had her conversation with me. But that day, she sat down and wrote up this letter of separation. And between the blindsiding of it and it hurting real bad, I was writing up a fucking suicide letter telling basically you guys to stay the fuck out of the garage because I was gonna go blow my fucking brains out. Okay.
Wow.
That was the impact but it was when I'm telling her that and send my fucking ashes to my mom, and then I'm thinking what it's gonna do to my mom when she just fucking receives, hey, your kid's dead, and what that would do to my mom. She would not be able to hold herself up together. And that's where that level of took my hurt with Shallon, and then what I do to my mom and my dad not being able to hold her together, that stopped me. Okay? Because I gave up. I was so sad. Okay? She hurt me real bad. So I gave my pot away, got it out of the house, and I was just like, because I'm not going to need it. I'm going to fucking kill myself. And, so I, was crying all night, and then the next day, that's why I've been fucking shitty, or down, or whatever the fuck. I mean, if you notice the difference in me, I've been really upset, and I've basically been planning. I have 6 months to get my shit and get out, and go back to Nevada and because I was done, because I was being told, because it's after you do this paperwork, the next thing is divorce papers. So it's okay, well, I guess if she put all this in writing, that she wanted this separation, which leads to divorce. So I'm like, okay, fine. She wants this, I'm leaving. That's how I took it. And it didn't matter that she told me that she doesn't want a divorce. many women will say, I want a separation, I don't want a divorce, but then they still go through with the divorce.
My sister's not many women. I understand.
No, right, right.
You were hurt, yeah. But first, like, I learned already because I tried to kill myself after a bad relationship where I messed up. It's not the end of the world if your relationship is ending. Like, she's not going to take anything from you. You're not going to lose anything except your wife, who you love. But because you love her, you should also take this as an opportunity to save everything. She does not want to divorce you. She said that. She means it. Shalon is not a liar. She is not a typical woman. She loves you. She wants you both to improve. But, and I'm very sorry you tried to hurt yourself. You don't deserve to kill yourself. You should deserve to want better for yourself. And taking your own life is not the only answer out of this. There is a life past this. Trust me, I have already done this younger. It is not worth it to try to hurt yourself or take your own life. I'm terribly sorry that you felt that that was your only option. You don't deserve that option.
Think of it as like everything I generally try to do is for her, us. Like, so I felt like the samurai that had failed, I'm just gonna, or the knight that is I was dismissed. I didn't have a fucking purpose. That's what it felt like. I served my metaphorical queen, and she says she's done with me. That's what it felt like. It was just like, I have failed, I am dismissed, I'm done. And that's all I could think of, is like, what? And so, yeah. And I've been really mad, like, what you call it? Stress, because of this. Like, this hurt, and I could either go, it hurt, or I could be angry that she's doing it. So that there was a lot of feelings of upsetting her. I know I've had a temper like all my life, and I actually feel I'm better than when we first met. And she says I haven't changed one bit. But that really frustrates me if she's the one that's going to say, you know, I'm not doing good enough, or I'm not, you know, she's not happy with my anger management results. When it's like, I know I used to be worse. And so it's just the grading scale, the judge, you know, the performance evaluation is her. She's judge, you know, and it's like, if she can't see that I am doing better, then I'll never do better. Like, okay, if
in such extremes.
no, well, it's difficult. Okay, so we've been together for 5 years, and if in 5 years, let's say I'm making just a percentage grade difference better, 1%, give it a number, whatever, and I am doing better, but for her to be like, I want absolute perfect, or whatever, or it can't even register as being better. I don't know if on the Shalon scale of, you know, judging this, if I'll ever be good enough to be say yeah, because everybody's got to be allowed to be angry at some point.
Nobody should have to destroy things in the middle of their anger. Let me say it like this.
Oh yeah, the door sucked. The fucking AutoZone thing. I don't deal well with that level of stress. It was like everything. Like, I needed the truck to get fucking done, and I needed us to get going, and it was a lot of consequences riding on it if I failed. It was a lot of pressure, and it was that stress that had me fucked up, or, you know, unable to deal with in a civilized manner. Yeah.
You have to think what Shallon had to go through. Because that lady's reaction as soon as Shallon said you can hurt was abhorrent. That was really bad and kind of embarrassing for Shallon. I understand you were upset. But as I was going to say, think of it like this. Every fisherman who takes care of us on the fish. These fish has parasites. They all do. They all get terribly sick all the time. Over the course of 5 years, there are a lot less parasites. They were covered before, but still, this pond has them. This fish, when he pulls them out, has parasites on them. That means they are still sick, which means they can still improve. He should, just because in nature, does that mean he should just continue to let those parasites live in there and ruin his fish? No. They do not need to be perfect, but they can be good. They can be okay. They are still not okay.
Oh.
And that's the thing with your anger. It is still not okay just because it is better.
Right.
Like my anger used to be worse. I used to be terrible. I literally grabbed a guy and started shoving him around like a white paper bag when I was in like early college. And I thought he was after the girl I was after. I've done stuff too. Bad stuff in my anger. I have disrelations as well. Public things. The only difference is I didn't get caught. You see, I have completely fixed that. So now I have worse pressure and anger than when I did post moments, and I take it way better. That's what we look like. That's what we do. It's good.
Right.
You are improving, but you still did stuff in your anger that has caused problems, and that needs to be remedied. That's just an absolute fact. Not to undermine your progress, but you have to respect yourself too, and that there's more that can be done on this.
Oh, well, I didn't say I was not, I said, I just, your analogy, it's like, but then the fisherman man gave the fish notice that basically says, because they are still have parasites in any kind of parasites, at some point, if they can't get rid of all of the parasites or something, what is the grading level of good enough to accept that, yeah, parasites are part of nature, but they're much less now? When is it?
When they stop killing his fish and stop killing people. There are such things as parasites that are tolerable, like little bacterium ones or other ones. Like, it's okay to get angry. It is okay sometimes to have bacteria or something that makes your fish sick. But to the point of where it kills your fish, it kills your shells, and it can kill your family, then maybe it's time to fix it until at least get to the bare minimum where you're not throwing things like your phone. You're not throwing things like your cart rolling thing. You're not smashing stuff. You're not slamming doors. Because not only does that scare the dogs, it's bad for your health. It's bad for your relationship. So the first step to getting, it's not that there has to be a grading scale. It's not that Shallon has to be the judge. You should be able to be the judge and see, this is pretty bad. Your dog runs from you when you're angry. That's terrible, man. Like, that's awful. Theo used to do that to me. Now he doesn't, because how much I've improved. It's not to say you haven't improved, it doesn't matter how much you improve. She's not saying, your queen's not saying you failed. She's not even fucking firing you yet. Your queen has told you, please work on this duty, because it's really important to me and everyone else.
Yep. So yeah, that's where I was at. It was basically, I thought I was done. For 2 weeks I've been mulling this over. We had a good talk last night, or yesterday. So I'm coming around as far as that. But that's what the right. Well, and when I had literally nobody who I could talk to about it, like, it's frustrating to talk to Shallon about it for the same reason of she is the one say judge me. I tried to point out, because you gave me these 5 agreements to read, and she gave me a brief description of it before I have read it, but you know, the things that in the agreement, she also fails those things. But I can't be like, I was trying to be like, hey, well, when you do this thing or you do that, you know, that is, you know, the failing of those. And it's like, I could not point out that she does things, anything that frustrates me, which sets me off, because it was like, she could not accept that she was also flawed or not correct, that she needs work. Like, yes, I need to do better. But if I say she also needs to do better, it's an argument, or I'm wrong, or so, you know, like, so that is a frustration.
Are you able to articulate exactly what it is that frustrates you? Because you tell us all the time.
So, well, then I get the argument. What I was trying to do is tell her, hey, I will try to make a note, because I could not pinpoint an exact incident for her, or the details of it, because I try to let shit go, or the shit that she frustrates me, I try to let it go and forget it. So when she's like, well, give me an example, I'm like, I don't have one right now, but I will try to document it and, you know, like make note of it, or let you know when it's happening so we can address it. And that was creating a difficult conversation. She didn't want that. So yeah, I'd love to make it be like easy peasy conversation. It is frustrating. Sorry.
I was going to be very creepy sometimes. But like, when it comes to that, well, you said that you try to let the stuff you just go, but how come you can bring it out in like extraordinary detail with me when she's not around? And you can do it with us, then you must still think about it, which means whenever you think about it when she's not around, write it down and try to articulate it whenever it comes to those moments.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, basically, that's what I need to do is when she's doing stuff that's bothering me, I need to let her know. But I generally don't want to. But then I go and be fucking frustrated. So, and yeah, I'll just go out to the garage, work for till I get past it. Dad gave me some good advice. And maybe that's helping. Last couple of weeks, I've been super not road ragey. Just letting people fucking do them. So that's been nice.
One thing that should help with your anger really helps me. You have to recognize that your anger isn't yours. It's anger from moments in your past. So trauma from your family, trauma from your anger isn't yours. It is anger that was pressed onto you through generational issues. You have to recall that. That's like the first step I have to recognize. My anger. And yeah, my anger boiled up a couple right here, and I don't like it, but we've already gone over that.
Mm-hmm.
So I've worked on it since me and my
Is that why you wanted to go to the park today? Or whatever?
No, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that.
I just want to spend time alone, call some people. I haven't talked to a couple more friends. I just want to spend some nights with them and see what other productive things they can do throughout the week. Just a moment of quiet. quiet to work on an itinerary, basically.
Mhm.
So I wanted, she understands that I already asked her for permission. I asked her for permission when this, because I know she gets some. Old rabbit can't even sleep without me, basically. Can't even put on rabbit, she can't even sleep without it. I've just been working on my stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be stuff.
Yep.
Self-destruct. That's very much. That's because we get so emotionally invested in people.
Mhm.
That we forget that we exist in ourselves as people. So you have to remember that you exist and that you exist passive. What is the word for a warrior who has failed but is on their own, running, a wanderer, a solo warrior? You can live passive.
Oh yeah.
The only thing that'll kill you is the bullet if you pull the trigger.
No,
Or
and,
you bring it.
and that's what I was setting plans or goals to continue. Whatever. Figuring out what I needed to do. And I guess, I don't know, it took 2 weeks. Well, good conversation with Sean. Reorient myself. Yeah. I don't know. She wanted me to get, and I take doctors like that to be a psychiatrist. Basically, he gave me a medication that is for bipolar. So he gave me an Adderall-like product. I did that like 2 days ago. And it's working great. And the bipolar meds. They said that that med might take 2 or 3 weeks to actually notice if it's doing anything. So yeah, I've started that. Yeah, but they didn't give me any kind of like anger management class that Johnson wanted me to do. Basically, we are signed up to couples counseling. We just have to figure out the date, right? Because of our work schedules. So yeah, hopefully we're gonna get over it.
It would be on like Friday. That's the only day where you're both still off.
Right.
So
Well, she scheduled it for Thursdays at like 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. And it was like, well, I'd have to literally clock out of work for 2 hours and use 2 hours of vacation every time.
that doesn't sound like she has to do the same. But she doesn't. Maybe she may.
Well-
Maybe take like a limited option.
She has a bit more flexibility on when she can like yeah, she can't leave a case. If she was in the middle of a case, she wouldn't be able to leave.
Yeah. She can go in there.
Right. But if she's at work and not doing anything, she could be on her phone or something. My job, I have my 10-minute breaks 4 times a day. That's it. And if I were to be like, hey, I gotta go be on a phone call, we'll go clock off. And if I'm clocking off, I have to use vacation time, or it's an attendance point, for not being at work. And that's where it's stupid. It's like, I'm gonna get attendance point. I can't go to I can't just simply go to a doctor's report. Hey, in 2 weeks, I'm gonna leave early and go to the doctor. Okay, we'll get an attendance point.
That's something that can be brought up and negotiated.
No, yeah, no. I let her know. It's like, hey, we can't do this. That and so she's trying to get it rescheduled and stuff. And it was way out in October, or like it wasn't even recent, or coming up. It was like
she'll already be back in
yeah,
3 months.
yeah, she'll be back in 10 weeks.
September.
Yeah, September 6th. So, I'm going to say I don't feel like I'm betraying the don't tell you part of this that Shalyn didn't want me to tell you, because I feel like I gave you enough context to understand why I'm telling you. Yeah, I needed to talk to you about it, but that's what's going on. And I feel we're good, or me and Shalyn are good. We're not separating. That it is just a yeah, I'm gonna say it's a poorly executed do this or else, because I don't think she needed to do that, and that's why I say it's poorly executed. But at least the end goal is trying to do better. So
sometimes, even if I feel like people, well, not sometimes, all the time, even if I feel like people are wrong, or that they're being dumb, I try to look at it through other people's perspective. Because I was told that so many times, even if I was
that's empathy. That's what empathy is.
But, well, empathy is understanding. You have to use perspective and tandem with empathy.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to, that's what I'm looking for her perspective. And yours?
Oh, okay.
Just like,
Shalyn's and mine, or I wasn't sure her was with me or Shalyn.
her was.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's really hard sometimes. Extremely hard. It takes so much effort, even if you know you're right, even if indignation roars through your body, you have to do it sometimes. That's because that's what true reflection and enlightenment is. You have to understand. The woman that I've been angry recently, I have to stop and analyze to make sure I did everything right, or there was no right or wrong. Right or wrong doesn't exist whenever in introspection. It's simply what you did and how you can, what effect it had, how you can do it better. What they did, what effect it had, and if they could have done it better, and if they want to do it better. That's how you have to read things, just like having the emotional, and like it's really hard. I can't do it all the time. Just like keeping those 5 things, those 5 agreements, they're hard.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to be perfect. They're not so much as an end goal you have to reach and maintain all the time. It's more like something you need to do your best to attend to and remember. That's why they're 5 agreements. One cannot always keep an agreement. They are not 5 pledges, loyalty, swears, agreement. You agree, you work on it. That's as simple as that.
The AutoZone thing. So like my debit card, for the most part, I can't say it's 100%. Works every time. I mean, I hadn't had problems before anywhere, or since. Which, with the exception of maybe sometimes like you wipe off the chip and you put it back in. It was like I tried this thing 3 different ways, like chip, swipe, and run it as a credit. All 3 didn't fucking work, and then you guys went in there and it still wasn't working.
It worked like the second time.
Yeah, exactly. And for them to be like, it's my fault, it's my card, it's something with my card or me, and I'm calling the bank and like, there's no even fuck. And that was what was frustrating, because I spent 30 minutes trying to call the bank, trying to find out why my card is locked or not working or going through. And they say it's not even registered. They're not, their point of sale wasn't working. So from the store's perspective, they should see that maybe they're, is it only my card? I'm the only customer in weeks. Or it's like, yeah, they have frequent issues. you know, with that register or something. Because I can't say it's my card because it seems to work every fucking where else.
They had the ego. They didn't want it.
Right, because that would have been, hey, let's try again. We have issues. Let's try again. Let's be like, it's your card. And then I find out that it's not my card. And like, after, I mean, we were in a hurry to get fucking, we had to leave that day. And the truck still didn't have brakes. And almost to the point where we drove it, it fucking pissed me off that it seemed to have brakes after I fixed it. And then when we hooked up to the camper, it didn't have enough stopping power to stop the camper. But we were already on the road and we had to fucking leave. And we barely fucking made it. Like, we ultimately, due to all the problems, because there's always problems, you're never going to get there with smooth sound. You know, I almost missed my flight. She ended up crashing and running through a red light and almost having an accident that way too. Like, she had terrible issues with the truck on her own. You know, if we had had more time and I could have drove her, and if it had been smooth sailing more, better. Could have got her to the campground on time, and then she wouldn't have had to deal with those things. The two near-death incidents. It's like when she called and said that like the brakes aren't working and she's falling off the road. I was like, what do I do? Oh God, you know, I'm gonna be free. That fucking sucked. And now it was all on the stress of trying to get her to this thing on time. So yeah, like, I didn't have 30 minutes to be like, go call in the fucking bank for dealing with their card shit not working for them. And I handled my frustration well.
I'm glad you're able to at least, you know.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I knew that then.
I don't even know how much it cost her because she won't tell me.
She won't tell me.
Yeah, she won't even fucking tell me.
She just says, make sure I don't go that out.
Yeah, she said that too.
But it's like, it couldn't have been too much because it literally, I'm looking at the door. It's like, is it glued in place? Because it clearly didn't look like it's screwed in. And they didn't replace the door. I drove by and like looked at it, like, what, did it snap? So yeah, I'd love to know.
I don't know how it could have been, but I know they probably tried to milk her for it.
Oh.
And she had to convince them not to.
I don't know.
Get the police involved because I was in there and we were talking about that. So it's good that
I don't know.
I don't know what she did to convince them not to.
I don't know. But I know their story. I didn't swear at them. It was like,
yeah, they said you had some choice words for them as you were losing.
No, I didn't. I was like, give me my fucking oil. Because even after it was paid for, they didn't give it to me. Fucking turned out and walked out the door. They said something snarky, but it was like, have a nice day. Thanks for coming in. Or whatever their like required thing to say is. But they said it. And I fucking just ignored that. I was already kicking the door open. You know, but I didn't. After giving me my fucking oil, because she hadn't yet. I didn't say anything else. It was just, you know, I'm on the phone with the bank person still, at the register. You know, transaction goes through, and it's like, hey, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like they had you on camera.
And that's fine. Yeah, let's see the camera, because it's like, then you know how cops, if you watch the dash cam video or, you know, body cam, right, they'll say whatever their bullshit, their cop bullshit. He looked aggressive or whatever. I saw him flex or. But yeah, the cop story never lines up with the body cam footage, especially when they step over the line or are wrong. They do whatever they need to say so that they're not the bad guy.
You open the door.
So. So it's very possible because there's always two sides to a story, but a camera doesn't lie. I have my side, they have their side, and then there's somewhere in the middle where the camera's on. So.
You should definitely call your mom or your dad, like somebody you know. I mean, you should just call it and tell them. Not tell them exactly, but just talk to them. Say you're not doing good. I don't think the only people who deserve to die in my eyes are cops. So, those are the only people that deserve to die. And I've been very depressed as well. I don't want to talk to people. I don't feel all back at home. Yeah. I would go.
Well, and I'm sorry. I mean, we had a growing pain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm learning you, you're learning me. I didn't know. I don't want to call it a trigger, but the things that have upset you. Yeah, right.
Same difference. It's a trigger.
Right.
It's fine. We don't have to talk about that right now. I have so much other shit I'm worried about right now.
Oh, yeah.
I've been busy with my own life, and my own stuff, and her stuff. I have to balance.
Mm-hmm.
I have so much other shit I'm worried about. So, yeah. Either way, I hope what I said today helped you. Please go to good news. Don't forget my metaphors and intent of what I'm saying. They're all very useful because they help me. I told you that stuff. I've worked with it before.
Mm-hmm.
A long time ago when I was angry, and I've got my hands all mad. Most people who have anger issues have broken something over before.
Yeah.
But like, to continue doing it becomes a problem. That's where the problem is right now. Continued anger is driving and breaking things. Things have been broken around the house. Like your bong is gone because you're going to hurt yourself, right?
Yeah. I
So,
smashed it in the trash so it didn't look like a bomb. That was the whole thing. It was like I didn't want somebody to open the trash and be like, "Oh, these guys have paraphernalia.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's go charge them with a crime. We found it in the trash." But so I didn't.
No.
Yeah.
I misspoke. Keep in mind.
Okay. Well, right, and no, you never know.
Precious to you. You were going to take your own life. That's really bad. That's why you got rid of it. That's terrible, man. You shouldn't ever have to feel so desperate and alone that you do that. But other stuff is what I meant to say. It wasn't. I meant that. I apologize. But like other stuff has happened in your anger, and it continues to happen. Like the other day, you were cussing out something out there. I don't fucking know. And I thought I heard something fall and hurt it. I don't know. I wasn't in it. We weren't in the room.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying is just remember the fishing metaphor. And I apologize. Miss saying the bong. That's really sad. That was your favorite bong.
It was just cool. I talked to the inanimate objects. I will bitch at them and tell them how shitty their inanimate object is. And that's just me kind of grumbling at it. I used to throw a lot more tools. So, but yeah, that's how I know I have gotten better. Because I used to do it a lot more. But yeah, no, yep, whatever you heard, I haven't been on anything or whatnot.
Think of it. The day you weren't even in there because you told me it. I wonder what that was.
So,
Now I'm convinced Shed is not the garage on.
but squirrels.
So soon anyways.
Anyways, the squirrels will knock shit over.
Fucking yeah. What if they're making themselves little nut carriers in your garage and you set that way? You like hit it, yeah, you hit a wall and then like a giant like nut machine comes down.
Yeah, no. So anyways, right?
I'd be thinking about that.
Hearing the power tools running.
Hey, Edward, what are you working on there? I'm not in there.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's what's going on.
I appreciate you hearing this, and I hope what I said was keep it in mind. Hope it does have some kind of positive effect on you, especially for your anger and story. You've come a long way. There's always a journey along. You can come a long way. Here.